Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Proficiency Bonus. My name is Dan, aka Vol Pirate, and welcome to another episode of Alien RPG Evolved Edition. This is Building Better Worlds, Frontier Fortune, Episode 8. We had a fairly quiet and uneventful episode last week in which our players did some searching around the ship, getting things in order, then debated on the way forward, whether to take off or explore the last bit of this planet. In the end, they decided to do a flyby before heading off to their next adventure. Um, However, but before that, they got some interesting readings and decided to go down and explore a little bit. They were nervous and thought it might have been some weird cult. And as they explored that caldera, they found buildings that were in good shape, electricity that was working, everything was clean and spotless. So nothing to say cult. And then just at the end, they entered the pavilion and found roughly 30 dead bodies, and everybody took a point of stress. So that is where we ended last episode. So before we hop in, did anyone want to spend any points? I know we did a little bit of experience points, not too many were gained last week, but did anyone want to spend anything?
Yeah, I only got like two, so that's not enough for anything.
I'm
Still
gonna
saving
bank
up.
mine for next time.
You multiply it by 5 to go up 1, right?
Yep.
Alright, so.
Well, it's to whatever you're going to. So if you're going to 2, then it's 2 times 5. If you're going to 3, then it's 3 times 5.
1, 2,
And then all
3,
talents are 5.
4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm 1 point away. I'm
Okay.
gonna save my points.
All right, so no points are being used at this time. So everyone is banking them, is what I'm hearing.
Oh, actually, go from 1 to 3. That would be 10 points total?
No, so
No, that'd be 10 points and then 15 points.
so it would be 10 points to 2, so it's 2 times 5 is 10. And then to
Right.
go from 2 to 3 is 3 times 5, which is 15, so that'd be a total of 25 points that you would need.
So 1 to 2 is 10.
Correct.
Yeah.
10 to 3, and 3 to 4 is 20.
Yeah, it's per rank, not like,
Right.
it's 5 points per rank. It's each rank is 5 times that.
Alright.
Yes, it's a little more difficult every time.
Okay, so in that case,
And if you want to go to 0 to 1, you had to have either attempted to use the skill during the session, or somebody else has to have ranks in the skill to teach it to you.
alright then.
I was close.
that makes-
I was saving up 20 to go for another piloting, but I ended up going with
Yeah, the skill.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm
Learn
gonna
how to fly the ship
increase
better.
my agility to 2, so I'll be removing 10 points.
Okay.
Nice.
Did you say your agility or your mobility?
My mobility.
Okay.
Tomato, tomato.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alrighty, there we go.
So you went from walking to shuffling. No. All right. So with that, is there anything that anyone wants to bring up, ask, comment on before we hop into this?
I'm good to go.
Okay. So let me pull up the map. Let me figure out where it is again. There we go. Activate. So this is where you all were. You came over here, you opened the pavilion, and there appeared to be 30 people all in a circle around here, perfectly in a circle, who all took their helmets off and are no longer with us, except for one. One still has the helmet on and appears to have tried to crawl away, before succumbing to whatever. And in the middle is a burn pit. And that is where we left off.
From where we are, can we see what is inside of the burn pit, or will we have to approach more closely?
Yeah, we're gonna kind of role play it here. So if you want to go up and examine it, you are more than welcome to.
Sure, I will.
Okay. Give
While he
me.
does it.
Yeah, say give me an observation roll.
Observation roll check.
Go ahead and take an assist from me since I'm looking through your camera and like looking for whatever you're probably looking for.
Okay, so +1.
That's a success.
Oh, I forgot to switch over. Okay, so
Success with the stress.
With a stress.
yep. So go ahead and do your stress check. So roll a d6.
All right. So that was /1d6, was it?
Yep. So it's roll a d6. Oh yeah, sorry, that was the command. D6 plus stress minus your resolve, which is wits plus empathy divided by 2 rounded up. Math. We have to math
I'm
again.
just gonna roll a die the old-fashioned way. My die roll is a 6.
Okay,
I have
so
stress, and I have a resolve of 7.
so it is your resolve is going to be wits plus empathy divided by
Divided
2
by
rounded
2.
up.
Yeah.
Plus
And you have
my
like 3 ranks of
levels
Seed it all or
of
whatever.
all. Right. So my
Yeah.
resolve is 7. And I rolled a 6.
So 6
So
plus 2 is 8, and then minus 7
minus 7
is
1.
1. I was gonna say, are you sure you're 7?
Yes.
Yeah, because he's
I've
seen
got a
literally
5
everything.
empathy.
Oh,
What was
that's
it?
right.
Empathy and wits. So that's 8 divided by 2 is 4 plus 3 is 7.
That's right. Your talent. That's right. I forgot about that. I was like, what am I missing here?
Yes.
All right. So
He
then
has
you
seen it all. He's been around. He's seen some grim stuff, I'm sad to say. And he's expecting he'll see grimmer stuff sometime in the future. And maybe what he's seen right here is particularly grim as well.
yeah. So
But what is a 1 on the
page
table?
page 44 is going to be the stress. So your result is a 1.
Right.
So you are jumpy.
I'm
When you
jumpy.
push a skill roll, you gain +2 stress level instead of +1.
Ooh. All right.
So
Jumpy.
I will drop it. So I dropped it in chat so that way you can have it there as well. Okay.
Right.
So with that, you did get a success.
Okay.
As you look in this burn pit, you can see they have everything from papers, journals, art, personal items, hard drives that have been absolutely obliterated and hammered.
Wow.
Yeah, so they
They
did
weren't
a
messing
lot.
around.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to take a close look at one of these people who's removed the helmet. Um, I'm trying to figure out is, did they take off their helmets and die from the fact that like the caldera had been breached and they were exposed to the very thinnest of atmospheres this place have, or was it something in the burn pit that asphyxiated them?
Absolutely.
Well,
Go ahead and do the same thing. Do an observation, or would that be a medical by chance, or is medical only? Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it
it's
would be I think it would be a medical one in this case. But I think you possibly using medical using wits instead of empathy.
Well, it's
yeah.
it's the same role for me is that,
Okay.
my wits and empathy are both 4, but of course with observation I have some bonuses. but
I'll
he
leave
was
it to you
medic.
then.
Sorry, that was me.
I was like,
I,
All right,
I wanted to make sure I figured that out again. Sorry.
all right, I'll tell you what. I'm going to make the observation roll and then report the findings, and I'm sure that uh, our medic slash scientist will probably have a better idea as to what that actually means.
okay. I
So
just
I'm
want
going.
to reconfirm real quick who all is down here. From a player standpoint, because I
I
know,
think everybody but Peter.
but that's what I
Yep.
thought. I just want to confirm. And then from an NPC standpoint, you have both Flash, Gadget, and then you also have Morgan. Correct?
Right. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So-
I'm just gonna go ahead and just kind of make it as a blanket. Anybody who is like looking, like doing an observation roll, since I'm looking through everybody's cameras, just assume that I'm looking through your camera when you're looking for something, and so just take an assisted +1 die from me.
Okay. So with that, did you want to re-roll that, or do you want to stick with your roll for observation?
I'll stick with the roll, and
Okay.
I mean, I got a couple successes. Yeah, I got one stress point too, but
But that's appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking into like the face of a dead person, so.
yeah.
All right. So you did get a face hugger die. So go ahead and give me a d6.
And quick, John, what's the command?
It's
Slash roll d6.
slash roll d6.
Okay. Now, okay, so that's 2 plus 1 is 3. My resolve wits empathy is 4, but I do also have one rank of that seen it also as a 5. So it's a -3 is the total.
Yeah. So you
Actually,
keep it together.
-2.
-2, but yeah.
Yeah.
Um. All right. So you look at this face, and it is one of the most content faces, and it is just almost just not quite smiling, but content. And you can tell by like the skin and everything else. It's a what is it? Loss of oxygen.
Asphyxiation. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. These people took their helmets off, and there is no air.
Okay, no air. So was it decompression, like lack of pressure and oxygen, or did something actually replace the oxygen in their lungs to kill them, like
I don't
carbon
think you have the right talent for that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's gonna be an autopsy.
Okay, I mean I actually know that, like, carbon monoxide leaves your skin kind of a cherry red.
Okay.
But also, like,
Asphyxiation leaves
But that's player
hemorrhage.
knowledge.
And then there's
Yeah.
also, I'm just figuring that the marshal might have seen a few of these. So I'm just wondering, is there like any signs that, suddenly taking off their helmets was, for lack of a better term, close to not explosive, but serious decompression? Like suddenly being exposed, not to quite a vacuum, but almost.
I would say yes.
Okay.
I
Thank
guess it also depends, like, based on the makeup of this atmosphere. Because if your body starts breathing something that it doesn't understand, it's going to start choking on it. So unless this thing had enough, like, monoxide or nitrogen to trick the body into thinking that whatever it was breathing was fine, then it's kind of odd they had these content faces. But I guess
Yeah,
in
they
character,
might have been a very slow, like, seeping of the air out of the
Yeah.
facility or something like that.
Yeah,
or they
that's
cluster
fine.
tanks of nitrogen.
So
So
my suggestion was going to be then, because we'll probably want a serious autopsy, is that we can grab one of the folks who took their helmet off and to compare the person who kept their helmet on. Maybe we'll bring both those back.
It'd be interesting to have a toxicology report too.
Yeah, at a minimum.
that can be arranged.
Excellent.
And while they check the bodies, Isaac would like to go to the burn pit, and seeing as pointed out by the captain that there are some hard drives there, damaged they might be, Isaac would like to use his Seegson diagnostic device and see if any of these hard drives are even somewhat salvageable. You know, there's some like packets of data or software because these are like frontier level like pieces of tech, meaning they can take a beating and they last for generations. So maybe there might be something salvageable in terms of data he can recover.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would that be a
I
contact check?
yeah, I would say the majority of them, like there was like a shotgun shot through them.
Oh yeah.
One of them has like you could tell they had gasoline poured into them, so that way
Wow.
when they lit up. But there was one that looks in pretty okay-ish shape.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna grab his Seegson system diagnostic device, pull out the cord, find an appropriate import because all these things are standard for colony use, and he's gonna roll Comtech with a +2 to see if he can't see if any of this data can be recovered back at the ship.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alrighty,
And you get a +1.
3
I was like,
successes.
so go ahead and do your stress check. D6.
1d6 plus 3.
Face hugger.
Yep. Yeah, and
It's
you all.
face hugger night.
Yeah, this is not a
Mhm.
good night for you all.
Yeah,
So
let's get them all out of the
Or
way
is it-
right now.
Or is it a great night?
So 1d6 plus 3 minus 4. Oh, that's why. So 9 minus 4 is 5.
Okay, 5. That's I'm gonna say not good.
Yeah,
So page 44, 5, frantic. All skill rolls based on strength get a -2 dice.
Luckily,
Oh, we don't have to hold any
that's
doors open.
yeah, that's not what Isaac is known for. So
So I got 3 successes. Does that mean I get some stunts with this?
Let me see. I forgot what the stunts because they changed the stunts in this one.
I think they just got rid of them.
Yeah, I
technically.
thought
Well,
they
that's a re-
just yeah,
feel
multiple
like-
successes. You show off, you do it quickly, you do it quietly,
I revealed
and
some new and unexpected information.
yeah, you achieve some unexpected additional effect.
Yeah,
Um,
so I guess I'll use half,
Again,
half the usual
this-
time and the new and unexpected information.
Okay.
I was gonna say the unexpected thing is that it actually works.
Yeah, that's what I was going with. Like you're going through all of these, and then you're like, man, someone did a number on all these, and then you plug it in, and there's like corrupted data, and it's like kind of giving you a little bit of something. Like you look at it, and you're like, it's like every once in a while you get like a correct letter, and then the rest is like gibberish, and it's like, okay, there could be something salvageable here. It might take a little bit of work, but I would say that's really all you're going to be getting out of this thing without going back and really working on it and everything else.
So like he's holding this diagnostic thing to it. You can see like the letters on the pad reflected on his visor, and he's he just seems a bit shaken at seeing all this like information just like burned and thrown away. So he's a bit frantic. He's like, "All right, I found some information. One of this data drive is intact. I say we just take this drive and make our way back to the ship. Obviously,
Anybody
this
look at
falls-
the? Sorry, but
We can bring some bodies back, but I believe we should leave this to the marshals, or at least an extrasolar organization. Cults
has
are.
anybody checked the non the
I don't
helmet
think
body
anybody's
yet?
checked it yet.
Not yet.
That's
no.
what Franz was going to do.
All right. So I guess Isaac, anything else that you want to do before we go over to Franz?
I say he's gonna put the data drive in his pack, and he's gonna rendezvous with Franz to like give him an assist if he wants to use like medical or just help him observe the body by moving it around a bit.
Okay. Franz, I'm going to kick it over to you.
Yeah, so I wanted to see if I could get like a brief like idea of any idea how long they've been here. Uh and then obviously the one with the helmet on, see like are they still alive? Or has it been some crazy amount of time and they're definitely gone?
Yeah, so I'm going to say without an autopsy and the fact that they're exposed to space, and I have zero knowledge of what death looks like in space, so I'm going to wing this. I'm going to say what you can tell, it's probably been at least a week. Could be more. Could be a lot more.
Okay, yeah, then I definitely want to check out the body, like roll them over, whatever, so I could see their face.
So are you looking
See,
at the person with the helmet on still, or are you looking at the other bodies?
yeah, with the helmet.
Okay, so I'm going to say the person with the helmet, um, theirs is more disgusting. Like they still have kind of air in their suit, and their body is kind of like decaying a little bit. Um, and they kind of have like some blood from their eyes, and it kind of looks like they're like yelling, screaming in horror. Um, and their face has kind of decomposed a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm going to
So
say with that one, it probably looks like whatever that would look like in space, and a helmet with semi-oxygen still in the system. That way it can still fester, whatever.
The
I'd say
decomp can
probably
work
like
its magic.
2 weeks.
You see.
Yeah.
okay. Uh so we have a little bit of a timeline, it's been probably a couple weeks. This person's definitely gone. Uh
I would
Sounds does
assume
not want to
near
stay here.
vacuum would be actually very much like freeze drying, almost mummification.
That's what I was thinking for the
I
other
don't know if they've
people.
ever studied that at the body farm, to be honest.
Yeah, it's like the only thing I can think of was I figured the all the people with the helmets off would be kind of like mummification from um that, and then the one person with the helmet on would definitely have decay and stuff,
Yeah,
just because they still have
the
the
bacteria in the
oxygen.
gut would do their thing for much longer.
Yeah. So you still have the natural body decomposition with the air, their bodily fluids and stuff, and all that stuff festering in there.
So, Marshall, what do you think happened here?
Well, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, first of all, they had enough viable atmosphere to ignite and burn the stuff in the pit,
Good
and then
point.
somehow something cracked open the roof, for lack of a better term, the canopy, whatever it was. Um, and I don't know the order of things other than to say that obviously these people look like they took off their helmets and were perfectly happy with things. Now, if there was still atmosphere, maybe they all had taken a poison together or something like that
Right.
before. Maybe just a planet quake cracked the the shell open. Maybe that's why there's no more atmosphere in here.
I think we
Um,
saw it was open, like there are windows that were open.
and that's true that somebody opened them, but again, I mean, the the marshal's not enough of a physicist or math nerd to try and figure how quickly the air would evacuate from this place with those windows opened. Um, but the Isaac's right. I don't care how happy, excited you are. When you start running out of air, your body is going to take over. So I would almost suspect that they took something, um, before they succumbed to that, and they probably died from whatever it was they took.
So if they
Even if
took
that is the
something, if they took something, then one would think there would be evidence of whatever it was that they had mixed up to take or
I
injected themselves or whatever.
I
Oh,
find
That
that
might
hard.
be on the burn pit, though.
I Even if that is the case, establishing a time of death will likely have to be done with the recovered hard drive, as it might tell us how long this facility has been here. But even if that were the case, it would likely be that the corpse with the helmet that's still remaining, if he did not take the injection, then why was he simply left to die in that state?
I
Good
What left
point.
him still
he
alive?
might have, gets cold feet at the last moment, or maybe he wasn't in on the whole plan, or just didn't get enough of a dose. I have no idea. I mean, there's a lot of
Right.
speculation going on with all of this, but um,
Are all the suits essentially the same? Does anyone look different than anyone else?
hmm
All the same.
Okay.
and obviously when particularly the one with the helmet still on, when we're going to crack it open, we definitely do that in the quarantine decon area.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Trust me, guys,
Put up the
this I do
big
know from
bubble.
experience. It's going to stink.
Is it
It's
even such a
gnarly.
good idea to even move these corpses? I feel like this is
You know what? That's a very valid point. If
this is a
we
crime
don't
scene,
have
isn't
to
it?
do that, we can just leave everything here for the other authorities.
As you
I
say
feel like
that, Flash kind of like pokes at one and knocks him over with the butt of his gun and just like messing with them and like kind of like looks over and then like kind of stands up.
What are you doing there, Flash?
Flash, what's up?
he's acting like a moron. That's what he's doing. There's nothing to shoot, so you're just left tampering with evidence.
Hello, Earth to Flash.
There's a med lab in the facility, right? If we
There
can
is,
Yes,
yeah.
start up, if we can get the generator running again, you can do an autopsy there.
I don't want to use a ventilation system that's been offline for who knows how long. Our safest bet will be decoding this hard drive of the ship. That way we can determine more information without getting ourselves exposed to any contaminants or other things that might be left dormant in this area.
I want to walk up and look at Flash. Is he freaking out inside his helmet?
Nope, he's just looking and just was clearly just interested,
He's
looking,
all
trying to
checking
see, and got a
around.
little close, and then just kind of like accidentally like hit him. Like you know how like they always poke him in the movie, like Lord of the Rings. He goes to touch the arrow, and the next thing you know, it starts falling. Although there's obviously no well, he was just kind of like
Oh, no,
curious, and then he just
He
kind of like
didn't.
looks
Oh,
and
he was looking a little sheepish when he stood up straight. Like, I didn't mean to do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Okay,
it was
okay.
like,
I thought he
it,
was suddenly like, you know,
and then
stricken
like
with catatonia or something.
very low, he's just like sorry. And like you
It's okay.
faintly hear it on comms, like the most faintest sorry, and like he's never going to acknowledge that again.
It's okay. Don't worry. We've got it recorded.
Wow.
Captain, I suggest we make our way back to the ship. I can begin decoding the data, and perhaps you could send a transmission to the Colonial Marshals or the Colonial Marine Corps. I'm not exactly well trained on who responds to matters like these, but it likely is outside our purview.
What do you think,
As this is
Marshall?
going on, Kirian's going to lean over Stanley and be like, would this fall into salvage rights? If they have no claim and there's no claim in the system and everyone here is gone, would that make it our claim?
We do have a substantial claim to this at this point. We just need to figure out how long it's been. We can potentially
out if you could patch me into the generator so that I can see if I can get it back up and running.
I thought we already had it running.
Yep, they already had it
Yes.
running.
Yeah.
It's just making sure everything's connected, turned on. Like the lights turn on, you just have to make sure you go around and like it's one of those things where the thing's powered on, but it's like the emergency lighting and stuff, and it's one of those like you have to go around and turn the lights on in the living room, turn the lights on in the bathroom, turn the lights on in the kitchen. It's one of those
Make
where
sure
you just
there's water pressure.
yeah, you just have to do everything. Like the water was shut off, so you just have to turn it back on. All that stuff.
I feel like on the
Okay.
way. I
I
feel like
would
on.
leave that for later. I mean,
Yeah.
we know we've got the generator. Let's not burn any extra fuel that we don't have to. In fact, if we're going to put in a salvage claim, I might even say it might be worthwhile to turn the generator off before we leave.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
At the very
Right, but we
least.
still need to figure out like what's going on here and everything like that, because there may not be anything on that hard drive to salvage.
Well, there
Well,
also is the core
we-
sample we recovered from the. Was it
It was in
the
the
med
crew
lab?
quarters.
For the crew
No,
quarters.
it was in somebody's quarters,
Right, so we
under
have-
a mattress or something like
So-
that.
So we have the core sample. I guess we also check like what the amount of fuel that's in the deep hole, but also the operational status of the mining drill.
Yeah. So basically, I'm asking instead of going to the generator now, I'm asking Blackthorn to like go to the admin building and basically patch me in so I can try to get everything up and running.
Is it? Can you remotely interface with tech with this system, like in the setting, or is it like more of a you go to the computer that's in?
I'm gonna say this is very old equipment, and you're gonna have to put in a like remote access dish or console or something like that to be able to patch in. There's nothing that's really broadcasting out from what you originally saw. Yes, there was the dish there, but everything's kind of been pulled out. So you're going to have to either backfill, restart the data, redo that, or you're going to have to patch in a remote access uh, device into it, and that way you can have access from the ship and kind of do a diagnostics run through, maybe use the hardware on your ship or something like that. This would all be kind of common knowledge that you would all have.
Everything we looked at in the admin building had been wiped clean. I mean, we
No
we
hard
can't
drives
even
at all.
find we can't even find like useful serial numbers that we could say, hey, who bought this computer 5 years ago or whatever, so we can track down. So we literally have no idea if this was a corporation, some private venture. We got
Well,
nothing.
Yeah. So I
There are
guess
Except for
ways.
possibly the hard drive
yeah.
that somehow miraculously survived.
I guess Isaac will be the. Captain. I'll be heading back to the ship. I might as
All right,
well
guys.
get started on decoding what's left within here.
You do that. Careful on your way out.
He nods and he'll make his way out, a bit jittery after just witnessing this whole you know, even for someone who more prefers working with the company of microorganisms compared to people, seeing that many dead bodies like that, just how everything was burned, it definitely unnerved him. So he's gonna make his way back to the ship.
Okay, I will ask one more sort of law question,
Yep.
legal issue. If we want to, if we reported this to whatever the authorities might actually be, would that potentially delay when we could get our salvage claim process? Because they might say, you can't take possession until we finish our investigation.
Yeah, especially if it's like a crime scene like this.
100%.
There's definitely a gray area. If we can't find anything that like says anybody even owned this, then we basically can have a burial at sea and it's ours now.
But the thing is if we somehow managed, if you could ID some of these people and maybe with DNA samples, we could figure out who these people were, then maybe uh, people, beneficiaries of wills would be able to lay a claim.
Any
Yep.
names?
We haven't been able to
Like
find them yet.
name patches on any of the suits?
Oh, that's a good
No.
call.
Ah, What kind of people are these people?
You guys are very altruistic for an alien game.
All right, so
I'm actually a
question.
lost. I'm an authority figure for crying out loud.
Yeah,
I'm a
this is
good.
his
Well,
bread and butter.
I'm not a
I- I
mercenary.
Pure
thought,
authority figure.
Where's
Yeah,
that?
but you're
2
our
o'clock.
authority figure. Supposed to be on our side.
Hey, I'm the captain. Everybody, shut up.
Remember my tagline: "We're all in this together." That means I'm
Exactly.
going to drag you guys to
Us,
the light
not
side,
these
whether it
guys.
kills me or not.
So
Damn
Flash
paladins.
Flash comes up and speaks again and goes, well, technically, we could load them onto the ship and jettison them into the sun, and then we don't have a claim issue.
Flash,
That's what I
that
said.
ain't
Barely,
right.
let's see.
That's way above my pay grade, and that would be on whose ever conscience made that decision. However,
That just
that
that
could
ain't
very
right.
easily
Man. I'm
find its
sorry.
way in my report.
Stanley may or may not already have a template for this kind of thing.
Oh. All right, so at about the 2 o'clock position on our map, is that an exit from the? It looks like an old school D&D door symbol.
And you would be right. That is another door.
Another door.
It's a little bit larger. The one you came through was definitely tighter and smaller, and clearly meant for people. But on this backside, this one is definitely larger, a little bit more formal, a little bit more rectangular and square, almost like that's how these parts would have gotten through, potentially. Or they could have been dropped through the top of the caldera, but it definitely is a much larger door.
Flash, go check that out.
I'll go with him.
He just kind of looks at you.
I'll go check. Especially now that we got the power working, we can see if this thing's powered up.
He just kind of looks at me. Oh my.
And then
Flash, do you want to make me roll some dice? Is that what you want? I'm going to use my command skill.
All right,
Flash,
go for it.
go look at that door. And did I
Yeah.
get any? Oh, I actually got some successes and no face huggers.
Yeah, he Flash kind of looks at Gadget and kind of gives him a nod, and then they kind of make their way over and they kind of look at William, and they see you kind of coming over too, and he kind of like gives you like not quite a full nod, but again just kind of a little curt acknowledgement, and then walks over to the door. And starts looking at it, and it seems to be powered up, and it has the generator line kind of running along the wall, and it leads over to the door. The panel's there and it's lit up.
Okay, I'll tell Flash to say, all right, take a step back and be ready just in case. I'll move to the side and press the button.
Yeah, the door does its check and it goes and then opens up. And same thing, there's probably about, I'm gonna say, let's say about 40 feet of space, and it's like another door is there on the other side to again create that airlock effect, but it's large enough to where you can bring parts in, it looks like
Maybe vehicles.
vehicles,
Okay,
and then you
any
seal off
chance
and
that
go
there's-
through.
I was gonna say, is there any like super high tempered plexiglass windows in the door?
Nope.
Okay. Then I'll step in and ask Flash to close that door. If he wants to come with me, that's fine. And then go down to the other end and take a look at the controls there and see if it says like, what if there's any reading about what's on the other side.
Okay, so you are going to have the doors closed behind you and then go to the other doors.
I
basically,
know at this
or
point because the windows are open, there's
yeah,
there's no it's not like I'm keeping the vacuum seal, but it's just
Right.
it's habit. You
yeah.
close the airlock at one end before you
Yeah,
open
it's
the other.
just
It's
good
just it's
practice, just in
standard
case.
procedure.
And most doors won't
Right.
open regardless without
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Usually you got to have some sort of override with it. So I would say Flash goes with you.
Okay. Once the one we've come through is closed, we'll saunter down to the other end, and as long as the lights all look green, we'll hit that one.
Yeah. There's like one or two lights up there. So like actually this room is kind of like dimly lit up. It's nothing like the other one had no lights. This one does. They're nothing crazy, but they do just kind of give you a little bit of light in there. And you go ahead and you open the door, and the doors unseal, and it opens up to the outside. And then as you look, there's kind of like almost like a landing pad out there it's kind of like leveled off, and it's got a little bit of metal work and everything else on the ground and everything else, and almost as if this is where the ship would come down and land, or dock or something like that. Drop
Is
things
it big
off.
enough for our ship?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was my first question. Okay, but are there any like outbuildings out there? So it's
Nothing.
just flat and then desolation moon.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Flash and I'll step back, close it, go to the other end, go through, close it behind us, and I will report to everybody that it's a larger entrance. It's powered. It's fine. On the other side of it, it's again exposed the exposed surface of the planetoid, and there is a landing pad there. So if we decide we need to bring the ship closer for whatever reason, that's where we want to put it.
Franz, why don't you head on back to the ship and get us on the landing pad? That way we can leave. Everybody can leave this place a lot easier.
Are you not confident in your abilities to do this, Stanley?
We might as well head back to the ship anyways. Our air
Do
supply
I
is
look
running
like a
low.
pilot?
Well, you like to try and tell me how to fly, so I assumed.
And you all hear over the west like, good one, Franz.
I mean, if you want me to crash the ship into the landing pad, I can.
That's coming out of your paycheck.
Yeah, it's coming out of your paycheck, exactly.
Oh,
Franz,
whoa! What's
Franz,
that? And all of a
Franz,
sudden, your
as a
favorite
favor to
CEO,
me,
your
Franz, as a
favorite
favor to me,
CEO
would
is
you move
here.
the ship, please?
So Stanley, over your shoulder, a tired Ellis comes up, and he is stretching out, looks at the monitor, and sees all the cameras, and it's like, "Whoa, what's going on here?"
We found a settlement of some sort.
Oh, well, we need to meet them. Are they
They're
like?
dead.
Show the video,
We
Stan.
already did.
Show the
Oh,
video.
well, like, bring them in. Let's meet them.
I'll just kind of like pull up one of the recordings, or like bring up another monitor and show like the camera recordings of when they found all the bodies.
But warn him beforehand. He's impressionable and young, and it might scar him for life.
Good.
If we're lucky.
It's like, well, meet the settlers.
And he's like, "Oh, are they? Do they all look
Yep.
like that?" It's like, is that like is
There's one.
what type of
different one.
culture is that? Like, are they
Not
at
a
least
culture, a cult. That's our working theory.
so they're
I
a
recovered-
cult?
I
Why would
recovered a
they do
hard
that to
drive.
their face? Like,
They burned all pieces of information they have. I found a hard drive that appears to be somewhat operational. I'll be heading back to the ship now and see if I can't defrag the database.
did
I was gonna
Did-
say, is our comms like open like audio, or is it like headset type stuff?
I would say it's open with Ellis asking these questions.
Okay.
And then he'd be like, well, why don't you ask them? Like, they're right there. I don't understand why their face is like that. Is it like, it's a cult thing?
Hey, kid, you want to see a dead body?
Stand
That-
by me.
What do you mean?
I know we've been playing a lot of D&D on the ship, but we don't actually have the speak with dead spell. So we can't talk to them.
Our
Sir,
best guess.
all of those people are dead. They have suffocated themselves and are not going to be talking to anybody ever again.
Oh my
We're assuming
goodness.
they committed suicide,
But why?
Except the one.
except for one.
Well, then bring them in. Like, if that one person didn't commit suicide, we can ask them.
They're
Actually,
dead too.
Sam, just show him that one right now since you're standing close to it. Show him on your camera.
Yeah, like I've been like I showed him like all of the monitors and stuff like that, and like see that one right there. You see how
He died
the
differently.
bodily fluids are seeping out of his eyes and everything like that.
And then he just like sits there and goes, and he turns to the side and just like vomits on the floor.
Jesus.
And he just goes, oh my.
I
Oh,
guess Mason's going to have to clean that up, right?
and he kind of turns and he goes,
I think Ellis will clean that himself. He seems like that kind of a leader.
and he goes, I'm going to the bathroom. Let me know if you need me. And he kind of like goes down the hallway and just runs for the bathroom.
Now, Stanley, why did you do that? Poor Ellis.
Gotta learn somehow.
Well,
He's right about that.
Yeah, remember,
I guess you're right.
remember, Sam. It took you a while to have seen enough to
have
be
seen
able
it all 3 times.
Yeah, you
Clean up on the flight deck. Clean up on the flight deck.
Good point.
Remember when you
Good
hadn't
point.
seen it all? How you felt the first time you saw something like that?
Yeah. You know, it gets to the point where you wish you hadn't seen it all 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's why I was trying to protect him. I'd like to think that somewhere out there, there's still some semblance of goodness, wholesomeness, somebody with a soul that's not tainted by the darkness of space.
Well, thank you.
That was Ellis.
Yes, well, unfortunately, that kind of naivete is what gets people killed.
No
Yeah,
one
but
makes
isn't
How
no
dare
there
you hear me
some
say
sort of-
this, but I agree with Stanley on that particular line.
Okay. So Isaac is heading back. Is Franz heading back?
Yeah, I don't think we have the right setup here to fly this thing in remotely, so I'll go back to move the ship.
Okay. Are you leaving the bodies here? Are you taking the bodies with you? What's going on here? Are you touching the bodies, leaving them?
I was thinking that we get the ship to the landing pad, and then that way, if we want to move the bodies later, it'll be easier to
Okay.
do so.
And then are you going to be powering everything back on, turning on the lights, like trying to repressurize this area, or are you leaving everything off?
I'm thinking that we're
Again,
leaving
that was kind of
everything off.
something. Yeah, that was something to possibly do after getting the ship in a better position.
Okay. Perfect. So yeah, Franz, Isaac, you both make your way to the ship. You get on with no issues. I guess Franz, first and foremost, go ahead and do a piloting roll +2.
Nice.
Right.
Very nice.
It's a lot of dice.
Yeah. No
And one
issues.
success from the
Tell me how you do it.
2 success. Just pass as we get on the ship. Hurry up and take off the suit and whatever. It's uncomfortable. And then just like run past. Just wanting to get this done quickly. Hop in the pilot seat, boot everything up real quick. Engines on. I don't even tell anybody that we're like about to go. So I just like
Franz
Yeah, he
Ellis
was
is
way.
in the
over-
bathroom, still
He's
throwing
doing it
up
the
and just
Franz
like doing the
way.
Star Trek, like left and right.
No, I'm telling you,
I'm-
Ellis has got his head over a commode, and suddenly with the ship lifting off, he smashes his face into the porcelain.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
It's
so-
not Ellis's day,
Shameless
is it?
insinuation, right?
no.
Ellis was
Gets
already
knocked
praying.
out.
Ellis was praying to the porcelain gods and got a face full of his bio fluids.
I'll come on the comms like right as I'm like accelerating. So like very technically I warned everybody, but I gave them like half a second to interpret what I was saying before we quickly accelerate.
Hold on tight!
So Stanley, in that, are you still in your chair or are you up?
I mean, like while I was waiting for Franz and everybody, I at least cleaned up the puke that was right next to me because I was not going to smell. I was not going to smell that while everything was going on. But by the time he got back, I would have been back in my seat.
Okay. I was going to say, if you didn't and you were up when he took off, you had to make a roll to see if you slipped and fell in that vomit. But unfortunately, you cleaned it up and were proactive.
There are some amazing cleaners that can kill the smell of decomp, vomit, whatever you name, man. It's stunning how that
Yo.
works.
Michael was eating ill. All right, so Franz, you get over there. You drop the ship onto the landing pad. No issues.
You were eating.
Yeah, you
Past
were
tense.
eating. Isaac, I'm going to cut over to you.
Alrighty.
Go ahead and do a Comtech, and I'm
Would I
going to
be
give
using,
you.
Mother for this? Use
Yeah.
her base comp?
Okay, so I was going to give you a +1 to begin with, but I guess I'll give you +2.
Well, what is the mother's Comtech score?
That's for if Mother's going solo.
Is it?
Yeah, so the mother stats are only for like if she's independent. That's how we've been running her, is to keep her like a separate character. If we use her independently, that's her stats.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Okay. So +2, you said?
Yep.
All right. Can I have my +2 with my diagnostic device, as I feel like it's appropriate for like trying to decode, debug this thing?
I think that's what Mother's already giving you.
Yeah,
Right, okay.
I was going to go with you kind of have a better setup because the diagnostic device is only portable. So I'm going to say by locking up to the ship, you're going to have a better setup.
Okay.
So it'd be like
sounds
having
good.
a 1060 and then using the a 5060 graphics card.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The 1060 can only do so much.
All right. So +2, I'm going to use my intense focus trait. So long as I'm not interrupted, I'll take at least a shift to get a +2 modification to this task. So I get a +4 total, if I'm not mistaken.
Did you start before the ship took off?
I'd say at the beginning, I did get interrupted when the ship took off, and then once it took off and I knew what was going on, once things settle down, I guess I'll.
Because I'm going to
Focus
say
in on
that
it.
that focus uninterrupted is going to be interrupted for sure if you start before Franz took off.
I'm gonna wait till Franz takes off, since I know about the landing pad. So I'm gonna wait till that before getting in on it.
Okay. That
So-
works.
I just think like you're setting everything up, you're trying to plug it in, and all of a sudden the ship just lurches, and
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah, basically, yeah. All right, so +4. Nice, 5
Holy
successes.
cow.
Whoa.
6 successes.
All right. Go ahead and do
Oh, yeah,
your
6.
stress check. Roll d6 plus stress minus empathy.
I thought it was minus resolve.
Yes, resolve. Sorry.
4 minus 4, 0.
0. Okay, so you're good.
All right. So what did I get with my 6 successes? How good did I defrag this thing?
Yeah, so you are going through it, and the words that you get, a lot of it's gibberish, a lot of it's fried, but what you do get is mining. Let me double check the stats real quick. Mining, platinum. You get HEL, and it's cut off.
As in the first half of the letter or second half?
Unknown.
Good question.
And then you get
Vikings.
spring.
Exhausted.
What's the last one that I want to do?
That's 6 successes? All right.
I'm gonna go with removed.
All right. I guess he's just gonna lean back, sort of just like a bit upset that that's all the data he was able to get from this hard drive, but at least he got some info. I guess he's gonna then work on the studying the core sample that was in that the sleeping quarter, but that can be done after what the other players do.
Okay. So with that, Stanley, anything that you want to do? The ship takes off, lands. Isaac has done his analysis. You've landed on the landing pad.
Yeah. Now that we're like, you know what's going on, what's landed, what's in there, and that we're actually like landed. I am actually going to suit up and go in myself.
Okay. Are you taking Mason?
Don't bring the boy.
It seems safe enough.
Dun,
If you
dun,
want Mason to come
dun.
back, let him at least change out the air bottle on his suit. He's been with us.
I mean, if
right?
Mason?
No,
Mason's
Morgan's
been with me.
Morgan.
I'm
Morgan,
sorry.
yeah.
Mason's back on the ship.
Forget it.
Yeah.
Never mind. Nothing to see here.
The boy.
I'm not the droid
The
you're looking
boy.
for.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll bring him with me. I'll look at him as like, all right, kid, time to get some hands-on experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Field work.
So with that, we're going to cut back to everyone outside. So I guess that's, just Sam and William, and then Flash Gadget and Morgan. I keep wanting to say Mason every time. I do this every single session. One day I'll get it. I promise. I know I wrote this, but one day.
It's okay. I like kept mixing up player names and everything like that between two like players. Eventually, I got to the point where it's all like every time I mixed up, it's all like, okay, you two get an experience point for me messing up.
All right. So William and Sam, what would you like to be doing during this time? So obviously they left. They went over to get on the ship and bring it over to the docking area or the landing pad. Sorry. Anything that you want to be doing during this time? You've kind of looked through everything. You can kind of flip on lights. You can go through. You can try and figure out how to pressurize. You can examine the people. You can throw rocks at the bodies. What do you want to do?
The only thing I was thinking is for lack of a better term, the little crank windows, are they on an automatic system or are they just manual?
They actually are part of a rudimentary automatic system.
I would like to see if we can get those closed. I don't know that I'll be any good at it. I'm sure if I can't, that either Stanley or Isaac can probably run the system properly. But I've
Yeah,
got
that's
a
kind
few
of one of the
others.
things I was planning on doing.
Okay. Yeah, I would say you've been through all the different areas, the storage, the vehicle hangars, the wreck, and all that stuff. You didn't see anything, but in that first building, uh, that's probably where you'd probably have to check again to see.
Yep. Back in the admin building, yeah.
Yeah. So is that where you're going to go and check that
Yeah,
out? Okay.
yeah.
Sam, anything that you want to do while William's looking to go over there?
Have we looked at the mining equipment drill?
Nope.
Well, since it's on our way back, I want to swing by there as we're heading back to that admin building. And
Absolutely.
is it enclosed in a building that's a hexagonal shape, or is that a fence around it?
It is a kind of fence that's around it to kind of keep the area relatively safe.
Right.
It's just like a makeshift low, like 3 foot chain link or wood fence. Like it's one of those things you just kind of throw up, just kind of a
Okay.
safety thing.
Okay.
And then in the middle is a probably, let's go with like a 10-12 foot drill bit that's down in the center.
Right.
And around it you kind of see a table, and there's kind of little sample core sample holders there, but they're all
Okay.
empty except for
Okay.
5 of them. Like this is all just open out there. There's like some maintenance tools, but they're all tucked away very nicely. So there's tools to take care of the drill. Some maintenance tools are there. When you examine it, all the buttons light up. It looks like the
Okay.
drill would start right now.
Right. Do
And
these core sample things, do they essentially match the thing that we had found? Okay.
yep. And then there's different drill heads that you can see
Okay.
that are kind of staged along the side. So there's obviously the core sample one. It's a very minutia drill. And then you do see a very large drill. I would say the round size of it is probably the circumference of a little bit bigger than a human.
Okay.
So
Has the drill been extracted? So were I to like look over, would I see a hole going down towards
you
or
would
is the
see
drill still inside the hole?
so it is retracted. You can
Okay.
look in the hole. It's got a little plug over it, and it's just a little core sample hole.
Okay. Well, so they were obviously drilling here, and they retracted the drill, so it wasn't like there was anything happening suspicious or with the drill. There's no signs of any kind of broken equipment or anything here, so it looks like routine drilling had occurred, and they, turned it off and went about their way.
Decided to. Yeah, they found nothing and decided to end it all. I mean, that's. I
It's a
don't think that's
puzzler.
actually what happened, obviously, but that's
And
it kind
without
of.
establishing any kind of timeline, and we don't have any kind of timeline really for what's going on here. So we're just
We don't even know who.
everything's just speculation.
Yeah, we don't even know who these people are, who they
Right?
work
Yeah.
for, if anyone. This is
I'm I'm,
nuts.
I'm kind of I'm not even sure I care at this point. It was like, well, they're all dead, and I'd love to
But
know what
everybody
happened
is
to them,
somebody's
but
family,
yeah.
unless they were all like orphans you pulled from the gutter or something. But what are the
Yeah,
odds of that? Come on.
you're right.
You're
Yeah,
gonna
I feel sorry for them all, and it would be nice to find next of kin and let them know.
you're
But
Exactly.
gonna you're
But
gonna hear a
I mean,
crackle.
we can only work with what we've got, and
right,
so far we haven't gotten very much.
yeah.
You're
Let's
gonna
head
hear
over.
a
Let's head over to
crackle.
the admin building and see if we can close the windows.
You're
Yeah.
gonna hear a crackle on the your suit radios as Isaac's now in the same room as Stanley.
Uh-oh. What's this?
This is Isaac. I just got back from Mother. I think we're a bit too optimistic with that hard drive, or at least I was. I was only able to get a few words out of everything.
Even with your 6 successes, eh?
You know, sometimes that's how things go, you know?
Yep, you got
And what
6
did
Well-
you
words.
learn? Please tell us that you learned something, at least something that can put this in some kind of temporal.
Well, this
Space.
wasn't designed to be a cult outpost. It appears that they were doing what we had plans to, which was to mine platinum. Some other words I was able to parse from the corrupted data, the ones that were removed by a 20 gauge, or however many that was in that pellet, was the word bring, removed,
Ring?
and a HEL, and then the rest is garbled up. Can only
Well-
think of what that means, but
HELP would be a good letter to end that with, based on the other words that you were able to come up with.
or HELL. Likely they maybe
Helvetica.
likely they wanted to
Hello.
bring something somewhere, or something was removed. If something was removed, it might have something to do with the core sample. Otherwise, I can't think of a good reason why it ended up in the sleeping quarters. But
Well, we found a few more of those core samples by the drill.
really,
If after you've looked at that first one, if you want to look at more, we got those.
So those
You might
ones
as
are
well bring-
empty. Those are empty
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's
canisters.
containers.
I thought you said 5 were full.
Five
Yeah.
were missing.
Oh, 5 were missing. I'm sorry.
out of how many?
I would say there's probably 40 of them there. Like there's a 20 on top, 20 underneath it, and there's like the first row of 5 are empty. Like there should the canisters were pulled from it, whether they were used, whether they were destroyed, whether
Right.
whatever.
Well, then you've got the only one we know of still.
I'm going to go ahead and do some studies on the sample we acquired. Do let me know
Be
if you
really careful, Isaac. Be really careful.
Captain, you
As
know who
in,
you're
like,
talking.
if we were to say something along the lines of, like, in order to do this kind of stuff, you had to roll dice, and if you rolled dice and you got lots of successes, spend them on. And I was really careful.
Captain, are you aware of who you're talking to?
I am. I know you will be careful. I just want to emphasize, take extra precautions
Yeah,
I would
I
not
mean,
have
beyond
achieved
what
my
you would
degree-
normally do.
I would
Okay,
not have
let's-
achieved my degree in microvirology at LaSalle Biogenetic College in Steer City if I was nothing but careful. But I will take your words into advice.
name
In the
drop.
meantime, do not disturb me when I'm in the lab unless it's of the utmost importance. And no,
Yeah, 'cause-
Ellis wanting to take a look at what I'm doing is not considered as important.
Yeah, because
You've got the red light on, right? Yes. Tell me you have the red light on when you're in your little room.
I'll be putting a sticky note as well in front of the door.
Okay, and you're
That-
sure
that's
the
not-
red light's working. Test the red
Lock
light
it if
before
you
you
can.
go
Don't
in.
tell
I'm a
us.
doctor, not an engineer.
I mean, from those few words you found, and then just what everything looks like here, it looks like they came to mine for platinum, and then for whatever reason changed their minds and decided instead to end it all peacefully. I still don't quite get it, but how you get from point A to Z on this,
Yeah,
I'd love to find out. But if we can't,
there's a
something
big jump right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go see if we can get the windows sealed up to, possibly reintroduce atmosphere in here. But
Repressurize.
Yeah. All right. So William, you are heading over there to look for the window button to roll
Yep.
up the windows.
Yep. And
so-
if because we actually deviated to the drill, and that takes a little while, so that if Stanley gets there first and he wants to do it, he's probably better at it than me.
go ahead and do This is a non-stress, very passive observation roll. So go ahead and roll observation. If you get any stress or anything, ignore it.
Okay. Would this be including my investigator talent?
Sure.
Stand by. Nope.
No.
Goose egg.
No.
All right. Is anyone with you?
I'm with him.
All right. Would you
What
like
do
to
you
make a
think?
passive observation roll?
Oh, he can't push, right?
He can push if he wants.
I'm not going to push. I'm not that wound up about this.
Ignore the stress.
Good.
Make sure your stress
Shows
points
how
don't go
done.
up for that one. So if
Right.
your stress did go up, make sure you remove it.
No, it's okay.
Yeah,
Ah,
both of you are looking, and neither of you find anything related to any up for sealing the
Then-
windows or anything.
that
See
it?
what to look for.
That's not
Looking
it.
for the automatic button, but really it's like, the old wind window type of thing. So they're
Right.
just looking for the wrong thing.
Yeah. So with that, I'm going to
I'm
say
gonna
the
do
ship
all
has.
of the windows one at a time.
I'm going to say the ship has landed. Stanley, are you coming on? So you're coming in with Mason.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to pause them there. Ship has landed. You and Mason come through those doors. What do you do?
So, just kind of taking it in, the area at first, getting an actual idea of how big everything is now that I'm not looking through multiple camera screens, and making a direct path to the admin building.
Okay. Yeah, so I'd say with that, you have a clear line to the admin building, uninterrupted,
Oh,
and
and I want to make sure that I say this so it's not like
yeah,
you asked. I did bring with me a whatever device I need to so that I can have a direct connection to the ship when I get to the admin.
yeah, absolutely. So you'd have the remote comm device
Yeah.
with you. You lug it over there. You see William and Sam just kind of like looking all over. Go ahead and give me a observation roll because you are looking for where to plug this thing in.
Mm-hmm.
We've had 12 blank black dice. You have to roll at least one success here.
Okay.
There we go.
Nice.
There they are.
Yeah,
All right.
we were just saving all of those. You guys were just saving all the successes for me, right?
Yeah, we
what
were
it
waiting
was.
for you to show up. We wanted you to get a good roll here.
All right,
Your
so
moment to shine.
Stanley, you see them looking around. What do you do?
I was like, what are you guys looking for?
We were hoping
At
to
this
try and
point,
get
I'm
those
looking for
windows
a crank handle for these windows because we can't find a button to do it.
Show us how it's done.
I look over at one of the consoles and just be like, beep.
Yeah, there's a clear
As-
sign that says like Windows, and then there's a clear sign that says like I wouldn't say there's a clear sign, but I'd say you find the port that you're able to jack the remote
Yeah.
comms in with these. And then there's a clear sign where it says like not Windows, but Canopy.
Right.
And it has like a lock over it almost just to make sure that you can't accidentally press it like a fire emergency system, how they have the plastic thing that goes over top of it.
That's why we couldn't find it.
And it's clear.
The cover was on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cover. We
It
didn't
was
want to touch
it
the
was
Yeah.
covered in
cover on
dust
it.
and
Yeah,
everything.
the
That's what
cover.
it
Yeah,
was.
exactly. It's not our fault.
We were being cautious.
Yeah. So I would say as you do this, I imagine you're both going to plug in the remote access device, and you are going to click the button to seal up the canopy.
Yep.
Yeah, so the thing is kind of like engine kind of turns on, the generator gets a little bit louder. You hear some noise, and the windows kind of close up, and you hear the and they kind of seal up. No issue. Everything's kind of green light. And you plug into the remote terminal, and everything boots up cleanly, and you have a clean link to the ship.
Okay. I start with the process of basically, and this is something that like I would probably have mother remote access, basically putting the commands to basically say that this is ours now. Go through the entirety of the system, uh, scrub it, make a backup for what we need just in case. Uh, erase everything that's on there, and this is now ours.
Give me a Comtech roll, and again, passive, because everything's pretty wiped clean, so I'm not going to say there's too much.
Yeah, just to reiterate, this is just me like giving the commands to mother to do all of this
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh yeah, no issues. Everything goes. Like, mother doesn't even hitch. It's like you go to start the download of all the data that's on there, and it's like bloop, and it's already done because there's literally nothing. It just
not
takes
even a bite.
Yeah, it just takes like a snapshot of nothing, essentially. It kind of has a layout, and it kind of maps out how things are connected, and a basic layout of the electrical systems. Like, you can kind of get the blueprint information as it runs through the electrical, kind of mapping everything out. But yeah, no issues with what you asked mother to do. So you got everything that you wanted, you got done there. So back to Sam and William. Anything that you want to do after closing the windows on the car?
Turn on the AC.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how they pumped atmosphere in here in the beginning. So, I mean, if we could figure that out and we could do it, that's great. But I still think we need to figure. I mean, this I guess is for Stanley and Kieran and Ellis to figure out is what are we going to do with this? What order are and at a minimum, I think we should eventually get DNA samples from all the deceased so that we can get those handed off to the authorities, and maybe they can let any next of kin know that these people are dead.
Yeah. Stanley, would mother be also looking to turn on the air system in here as part of your going about doing everything, mapping, claiming, or no?
Yeah, it would likely be like a full systems check, making sure that everything is working, and then turning all required essentials, turning on all essential systems.
Okay. Yeah, I would say you have no issue. Like, it's surprisingly how well maintained this thing is. It's very rudimentary, basic equipment, but because it's so simple and so well maintained, it's one of those things where it's like an old car. It has an on, off, like, you can do it real quick. Cars nowadays, you have like 50 different electronics that you have to go through and figure out how to fix it. So it's like, it's so basic, it's so simple. Mother's able to go through, map everything out, get green lights on things, and then basically is able to turn on, like, there's a clear water system, there's a clear air system, air filtration system, lights, and it kind of like maps out the buildings and stuff like that, and everything is kind of very easily detailed out and blueprinted.
All right, everybody, within the next 30 minutes, we should have the minimum amount of breathable air in here.
Perfect. So with that, I'm gonna go back to Franz. Franz, what are you doing? You landed the ship.
I think I will go back out for two different things. One is something that I meant to check for before, but I forgot as the player. But I wanted to see if any of the bodies resembled the girl. I don't remember if we checked that before. I don't think we did.
I don't think we did.
We did not know.
Did any of them resemble the girl that we saw the
Okay.
illusion of? Because yeah, Franz would be thinking about that. Like, wait a minute, that was like one of the things we had thought of was surely there's somebody on this planet that this entity had seen that it was duplicating. So I wanted to check that first, and then other than that, Franz just wants to do an inventory of both the food and the medical supplies in this place to see if maybe it would be worth loading them into the ship now that the ship's in like a much easier place to load.
Okay. So would you have gone out also with Stanley and Mason roughly the same time with them? Or would you have been behind them?
Yeah, I imagine it's just, maybe Peter can correct me, but I imagine they were a little bit more ready to go on the landing. Maybe not.
Yeah.
If not, then I would have left pretty quickly. I think I would have checked the cargo hold on the ship first, just to like get an idea of what our current situation looks like space-wise before
Yeah.
heading out. So I might be a little bit behind them.
Okay. Yeah, so Stanley and them go through the door. They get their suits on, and you kind of see them in the distance, and they kind of go out, leave before you, and then you kind of get your suit on. You get ready, and you kind of come through the doors as well. And then like all of a sudden with the air on, you notice the doors kind of have like an additional slight check where it's like, make sure it kind of has that green light that shows up that says okay to open, and it has a red light that prevents you from opening. And so it's a green light, it opens up, the other side's red, and then doors seal shut behind you, and then both lights turn green on each side, and you're able to make your way through the normal airlock, and you get to the people. And so are you going to walk around all of them and look for this little girl?
Yeah, and I'll radio to Sam to let him know that I'm going to do another sweep through here just to see
Franz,
if
you're looking
that
at
little
the
girl
dead
was part of
people, you
this.
said?
Yeah,
Do you need some help? Speed things up a bit.
I wouldn't mind it if
All
you're
right, well,
not busy.
right now I'm with the marshal. We're in the admin building. Stanley's here. He just closed the windows. So I'll head over towards you. Be there in 5.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll hang out and wait.
Okay. So now we are going to pop over to Isaac. Isaac, you are doing a check on the mineral
Core
composition of the core sample.
Yep.
Go ahead and give me a passive. What is it? I'm blanking.
Okay, so do I just remove my stress since it's been like 15 some time before, like,
I would say go ahead and remove one stress, and then give me a passive Comtech roll.
contact, not observation?
I'm gonna say you're gonna run it through the machine.
Okay, that's fair.
Yep, go ahead and ignore the stress. Remove the stress if you need to. If you gained an additional one because this is passive. So if you gained one, remove it. You got 2. When you look through this, you're getting a little bit of everything that you found previously. You are getting platinum. You are getting trace amounts of helium-3. you are getting the argon, neon, and krypton, and then also the normal trace elements that you get just in general from a planet. But everything that you found is also in this core sample as well. All of it.
Okay. At least that means it's very consistent.
Anything else that you would like to do with it? Well, I guess there's not really with it, but I mean, anything else that you would like to do?
Well, I've done all I can with the hard drive, and I investigated the core sample. I guess I'll just relay the information to the group that's on the caldera and tell them to see if they can't find four since we found one in the sleeping quarters, there must be at least four more that are all around. So I guess just to keep an eye out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. In that case, I think I'll be a little bit behind Sam, but I'll head back over because I guess it's possible the other core samples might have been tossed into the burn pit or might be hidden on a pouch on a suit or something like that.
Okay. So we are going to transition over to William, Franz, Sam. You three are going to check the bodies then?
Yep.
Okay. I know Sam and William, you two have seen it all, right?
He's got 3. I've got only 1.
Okay, Franz, I'm going to say you take a point of stress doing this.
Sure.
And so are you checking the bodies or are you only checking the faces? I know you said core samples, so are you going to do or is everyone going to be doing checking all of them? So basically grabbing the bodies, laying them down, kind of patting them down through everything?
I was thinking that, yes, we would do that, and then we'd line them up or something in a nice orderly row, so we know who we've looked at. How
Okay.
do you feel about that, guys?
Yeah, I don't think Franz is gonna go rifling through pockets or anything like that, but so I think Franz will mostly just be focused on the faces and then moving the bodies and leave
Right.
any
And
actual
I was thinking
investigation
of
to William.
I was thinking of pat downs at the very least, just to see if anybody has anything stowed in their suit that might be one of these containers.
Okay.
If you want to check somebody's suit, check the person who is not part of the group.
That'll be
'Cause
one
they didn't
we'll
seem on
definitely check
board,
that
so
one
it
as well.
might be something in one of their pockets.
So all three of you, I want all three of you to roll a d6 for me, whether you do the roll d6 or just do your own personal die and tell me what you get.
We're at the slash.
Roll space D6.
I got a
Enter.
1.
I got
Franz
a
got a 6
5.
and Pip a 5.
Okay.
So I'm the one who has the face hugger.
So Franz, you all go through and you're laying everyone down side by side, no issues. You're laying them down, you're patting them, going through everything. There is no little girl that matches what you saw here. However, as you are patting down the one with the helmet still on, you notice underneath, by their hip, there's something underneath their suit. And as you touch it, it's kind of like square rectangle-ish.
Dun, dun, dun. What do you make of this, Marshall? I guess
We have to
we're
open
gonna
the
have to
suit.
open up the suit if we want to know what this is.
Is it in their suit or is it under them?
It's inside the suit, right?
Yep, it's underneath their suit. So you'd have
Okay,
to open it up to be able
Ah.
to get to it.
Well, I'm
Is it
going to
roughly hard
actually-
drive sized? No,
I mean,
okay.
I would say for nowadays, like it would probably be the size of a larger SSD or maybe an HDD, but like it's not going to be like an M2. I would imagine M2s, even though we saw obviously in Alien in the movies, the hard drives are much larger in the movies. But if we're being realistic, they probably have more of the size of M2s and stuff. But I would say it's not as large enough to be a hard drive.
All right, so whatever it is, we're going to have to open the suit up to figure out.
Okay, then
So,
I'm gonna actually. I want to
Yeah,
make sure.
something roughly
that-
this size.
Yeah, I would say it's probably kind of that size, but it's not. I'd say it's not metal.
Yeah, I'm laying odds right now. I have an idea. I'm not gonna speak it out loud, but I'm gonna make sure that everybody, including Stanley and Isaac, are in on this. Um, so we're starting to slowly get pressure in here.
but
We have options. We could open this suit here. We could take this body outside into the, again, near vacuum of the surface, or we could actually even bring the body back into the ship into very controlled conditions. I would like everybody's opinion.
I believe it's best to keep in the environment it is. That way we can simply do a controlled test with nothing introduced into the environment.
well, we do have the med lab inside here as well.
Yeah.
It's we were seem to recall being told that it's more like just a little clinic for boo-boos than like a high tech, quarantine section or anything like that.
We can make it that way. Just make sure you take it somewhere that we can have it isolated.
All
We don't
right.
need to
Anywhere but
endanger
here.
the ship over this. So go ahead and take it to the facilities med lab.
I'm agreeing with Stan on this. I think we should take it to the med lab here inside.
I agree.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right. Sam, you gonna help me carry?
Yeah, I'll help you. Yep. You want the
Okay.
front end or you want the back end? Feet or head?
Doesn't
As you go to
matter.
grab it, it just falls in half. Well, I guess we
Yeah,
we each get
ew.
one.
Open. Now I'll just grab the legs since I'm probably standing there,
Okay.
and we will
Right.
carefully move the body back to the med lab.
Yeah, I would say as you kind of touch the body, it definitely is stiff for sure. Rigor mortis is definitely set in, but it's still like you can kind of see like just the grossness of it as you move it. Like you can just kind of see the bodily fluids because kind of
It's not rigor mortis anymore. What that
yeah,
is gases filling the
that's it.
suit. Rigor mortis lasts usually about 24 hours.
I was leaning towards like a bloated body with all the
Yeah.
gases and stuff. That's what I was leaning towards. Uh, and yeah, so
Not a pleasant sight.
no, I would say you could probably get a cart like a gurney from the med lab and bring it out and bring the body in, or you can carry it.
Now, let's if there was some sort of transport gurney, or if not, I know there's like pallet movers in the storage area. We'll get something like that if need be, and we'll
Yeah.
wheel the body there. I'll tell you this. I'm going to say this before we go any further. The entire time while we're in the med lab with this body, I am not opening my suit.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm not opening my suit until we've run some kind of diagnostics on the atmosphere and over the drill hole and a whole bunch of other things.
Yeah, decontamination protocols will be.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you both get it over there. You get the body over there. Is anyone else going to be in the lab doing this, or is it just going to be you two or you three?
Isaac would like to come by and see if he can't take some samples and stuff.
Okay. So I would say William and Sam, are you going to wait for Isaac, or are you going to
Sure.
start opening it up prior?
I'm gonna wait for
If
Isaac.
he wants to be there, I'm all for it. That's great.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, so
Isaac, come on down.
anything else that anyone wants to do before Isaac starts opening up the suit?
I'll be doing something different here. I'm gonna Flash is one of the guards, right?
Yep, Flash and Gadget are just kind of like sitting there. They're not doing anything. And I would say Mason returned to the ship. I mean, not
Yeah.
Mason.
Morgan.
Morgan. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget, is Gadget one of the guards or is Gadget one of the ship engineers?
Flash and Gadget are both
maintenance guys.
the security.
Okay. So I'll go up to Flash and Gadget and tell them that the facility is now ours, and we are now under acquisition protocol to get rid of any getting rid of any previous assets that aren't needed. Basically, tell them that it's time to dispose of the bodies.
Okay.
Are you going to let us all hear that?
No, this is me talking to them directly.
Okay. All right.
So,
yeah.
If they have like incinerators or something on them, then they'll know. They should know what this like protocol like entails and everything like that.
And they kind of look at you, and then they kind of like walk away, and you can kind of see them get on the comms. And straight into your comms, you get Kyrian, and she just says to you, "Nice work getting the system up and running." Because she's able to get access and see what's going on thanks to your remote access panel.
Yeah, I mean, I figured that she would probably be where I was sitting at this point beforehand and observing everything at this point.
Yep, so she would be on the ship, sitting there looking at the cameras and stuff like that, and she would have access, and she would see that the ship came alive and everything, and is able to get all the readings and stuff, and she kind of gives you an acknowledgement. All right. And so with that, Isaac, you have the fun of opening up this suit.
Okay. So Isaac's gonna, keep his suit on. He checks his seals. He's very meticulous about like making sure there's no holes in his patches, or just like ensuring that there's no like obstructions in the area. He's gonna take out he's gonna. Would you say the suit has? I think yeah. Okay, so he's gonna use his seeks and PDAT to like record the information. Like, well, he gets a small recorder from like the ship and starts a log.
Mhm.
This is Isaac Grayson, part of the Astral Ventures expedition. We are on the planet X111-11C3 in the Beta Virginia system, beginning autopsy on unidentified individual.
I would say as you're looking and how much of a clean freak you are, you can kind of see the body's like a little gassy, and you're just like, that it could make a mess.
Kane,
Stay
can
on
you
the
grab
back.
that hospital tarp and put it behind? I will make a small incision on the arm here to release excess pressure before removing the helmet.
Would there be some kind of get like a way to release pressure through the actual
Oh yeah, I'm
breathing
sure there's like
exchange apparatus?
a release valve for venting excess, like, because you know in The Martian in the beginning where the chute vents like some air and stuff. I think
Mhm.
I think there definitely would be something like that. Oh, you know what it is? You know when you put tanks and stuff, you can like there's probably a valve in the back of this bulky thing. It's like the same kind of
Yep.
compression suit as the original Alien, where you will like open that up and use that. So that's where he's gonna relieve the pressure from.
Or you
This is
can
the
pull a
second time in
page.
4 days that questions come up in my in gaming.
Yeah.
I need to find the answer. Shoot.
Or you could just cut the air tube.
uh,
You can cut it, but that's gonna release it in a much less controlled fashion.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
For sure.
Just snip like the end of a finger, the end of like the finger glove off, and just
Cut the blue wire.
Pointed at me. Ah!
All right. Um, I would say you have no issue cutting and releasing. I would say releasing the gas, like you're pressing the button and like the air spitting out of the suit, and you're able to control it. And it's very, you kind of see the suit kind of like decompress a little bit onto the body a little bit, so it's like the air's letting out, and it's kind of like form fitting back to the body.
All right. Then I would also recommend let's go as gross as it's going to be. Helmet first.
All right. All right. Stand back. Beginning to remove helmets, and he's gonna find a seal on it, pull the clamp or latch, and slowly open the helmet.
And I would say the helmet is kind of, the head and the neck is kind of sticking to the helmet, and it's kind of like
Yep.
it, because the blood and everything else is kind of like stuck to it, and the body's kind of conformed around to it, so it definitely takes a
It-
little bit. It's not fun.
Disgusting.
Yeah. And you're gonna hear some noises with it.
I'll tell you guys during the break about something later, but oh, I know exactly what's going on here.
Yeah, and you just and it's just and you kind of hear that cracking sound, and it's like sticking. And thank God you got your helmets on, because that smell would just be in your nostrils burning, and you won't be able to unsmell it for probably about 2 or 3 weeks. Um, but you're eventually able to dislodge the helmet, and then what you see.
Now, Sam's taking an extra point of stress
Okay.
because he's starting to think about things that have happened in his past. And even though he has seen it all, sometimes there are some things you just can't unsee.
Yeah, I would say anyone who's watching and is not accustomed to this, you're probably going to get another point of stress. Isaac, I'll leave it up to you if you want to take one or not, because you are the scientist. You may be used to this thing, you may be kind of prepped for it, but again, I'm going to defer to you on that one. But I'd say anyone else watching who is not used to this type of thing, feel free to take a point of stress. And as you take off the helmet, uh, you realize this was a woman.
Right. Subject appears female. What condition is the skin body?
Gross, disgusting, not very good. I would say it's
It's waxy and it is ready to slough.
yeah,
Yep.
it's I'm gonna defer to Paul just for any descriptions going forward.
Yeah, that's helpful.
It's gnarly. Trust me. It's as I say. It's going to be waxy. It's going to
Ugh.
be almost like it literally looks like it's been rubbed with soap, a very thin layer of soap. Um, and it's also probably going to be extraordinary, particularly maybe not around the face so much, but once you sort of like get down towards the the chest and abdomen, the whole core, um, it's going to be a little bloated and it will literally burst and release fluid very easily.
And don't forget, bodily functions still do kind of happen. So there's probably some.
You can't. They can't. It depends.
So
But yeah, I
there
mean,
could be.
the primary driver of decomposition when someone dies is all those bacteria in your gut aren't controlled by the constant replenishment of certain other things that the body would process. And so they then start to eat through your midsection and turn all that stuff to liquid and gas. And that's why the stomach starts to distend first, and so on.
All right, Isaac.
All
Knowing
right.
this information.
He's going to be very careful where he collects samples. So I guess he's going to like ask for assistance in sort of removing the rest of the body from the suit, so he can get a complete sort of like access to the internal
Yeah, well,
organs.
I don't know. I mean, I don't
Definitely
know
won't
enough about
be.
the suit to know. Does it have like a top part that attaches to legs, or is it a one piece that sort of zips up the front or back or something? I have no idea. But we'll work on getting the suit open so we can have greater access to the entire figure. And of course, that's where the
The box,
mystery
whatever it
box
is.
is.
The box.
Yeah, okay, so he's gonna try and get access to the box then. Mainly by like, trying to cut around it or cut through it.
And I'm gonna say these suits are very similar. Like you would know how to open these suits. They're very standard suits. How they zip up, whether it's the front, back, whatever, and whether you need to kind of cut through them or whatever the case may be.
Okay.
I would say you know how to kind of navigate this.
And it is possible that more of that gunk will foul any zippers, in which case, yeah, just use scalpels to cut alongside the zippers to get down to where that
Yeah, he's gonna be doing
shape
that.
is.
If he needs to cut, there's likely a circular saw they use for cutting casts that he can use for this.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you're gonna be able to have the tools with you, for whatever you need to kind of work through that suit. And then I would say as you're getting towards kind of the bottom, like you're going down through the chest, you're going through the abdomen, and you're working your way down towards this over the stomach. And Isaac, roll me a d6. One
no.
singular d6.
All right, let's see
All
what
right,
happens.
on this.
Good number.
1.
Yes.
Oh.
That
Yeah,
sounds like
one.
the bad number if the GM's saying yes.
So as you are getting over that stomach and you are being so careful, Mr. Wonderful Ellis comes on the comms. Oh my gosh, what are you doing? And as that happens, your hand jerks and you stab the stomach and it opens up and explodes on you. Take a point of stress and enjoy the innards that have kind of like spat out around.
Ugh. Jesus.
And anyone else who was
is
watching,
is this a
I'm
panic
there.
event or just stress?
this is just, I would say, stress.
All right,
Okay.
I'll take
And
one.
everyone who's watching would also get that because everyone's dead silent and everyone is just watching. And no, like it's one of those where you forget to breathe and you're just like, and then this comes on and everyone like jumps. So I'd say everyone watching gets a point of stress.
You hear the comms again. It's like, oh god. As like Ellis like
Yes.
sees this over the cameras and everything like that, and like you somehow hear him running back to the
This
bathroom or
bathroom.
something.
I'll be drinking in the ship later this evening if anyone wants to join me.
And I would say Isaac.
I'd love to know where Peter got this little gif of the whale's innards exploding.
Yeah.
I've seen that, yes.
Isaac, as you are there, you kind of just like wipe your mask in just absolute like fury. And as you look down, you see the notebook, what appears to be a notebook, is in the corner and the skin actually flapped over on top of it. and actually prevented a lot of the bio from going through it.
I'm gonna see if I can find, like, for lack of a better terms, a Ziploc bag or like, an evidence bag that we can get that into quickly.
Isaac, anything that you would like to say starting off?
Isaac is gonna turn off his radio. He's going to start cursing, and you see his hands like as if like they're gonna strangle somebody. You know who he's talking about. Before just shaking it off, wiping off the rest of the viscera from his helmet, and turning on his radio.
All right.
I will be taking a blood and tissue sample, and I will review it in the laboratory. Meanwhile, we can just review the journal and see if we can't make more sense of this. And if God help me, if I am interrupted and you do not see the red light, you will be my next autopsy. All right.
Well, I was going to say, you are the sample now.
And Isaac is going to start.
Hey, we have showers.
Oh yeah, like especially there's decontamination showers in quarantine.
Well, no, I'm saying we got showers. We can wash off the worst of it here because we've
Oh
got
yeah,
the power.
you're right.
Yeah,
We're in
in
sleeping
here.
quarters. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess like there's like this med lab likely has like some body bags in case the person dies on the site. So I imagine he's gonna find one of those and like pack up this body and like put it outside with the rest of them.
Okay. So you're going to zip up. I would say the rest of the bodies are all the way. If you're looking at the map, the rest of the bodies are kind of stacked up over here, getting ready.
Yeah, I guess he's gonna leave it over here by the
Okay.
front. Or rather, no,
Perfect.
just leave it on the table where it is, in
Yeah.
case you want to do additional like examinations.
Absolutely. And then, of course, I would say in the med lab, you're going to have your generic, like the eye sink. You are going to have like that crank pull shower for emergencies. In the sleeping quarters, there's also going to be showers there as well. They're going to be a little bit tighter because they're going to be meant for people without full suits on. So yeah.
But no, there should be one here in the lab for when there's you get chemicals or something. You can just go stand, you pull it down, and you go.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So because there might be a small amount of goo on the Marshall. There's obviously a lot on Isaac, so let him get the first rinse off if he wants.
Yeah, I would say you go to pull it and it's like chink, and nothing's coming out because you guys haven't turned on the water. You haven't turned the spigot to on. So I would say that's one of those things where you see it really quickly, but at first you're like panicking because you're like, "Where's the water? Where's the water?" And then you realize there's a little
Stanley, you still
on-off
at
switch.
admin? Yeah, Stanley, you still at the admin section?
Let's see. During this, no, not at the moment.
Okay, because we need to get the water turned on here. Need to rinse some things. I can walk over and see.
Have you checked the actual piping?
We're trying to run the emergency shower and nothing's coming out. That's all I can say at this point.
Yeah, check the manual valves.
I'll see if there's open that.
Yeah, I would say there's nothing really in the lab, but I would say Stanley would be able to use his blueprint, and I would say to his knowledge, if he looked at it, he would see there's a main valve on the outside of the building, and there's kind of one on every building.
Okay.
And so he would have to relay that information to you. And so he's probably thinking maybe that's what he's saying, but
yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. Is like there should be like actual manual pipe valve for turning the water on and off into the
All right,
area.
Sam will go look for the one outside. Since Sam was far enough away that he didn't get anything on himself, so he'll go turn on the the faucet outside so you guys can wash yourselves down.
All right.
I'll be back in a minute.
So I
We'll
would
probably
say,
hear when the water power's on then.
yeah, you're gonna hear that where you
Yeah.
turn the water on for the first time after a while. It's like you hear the air like,
All right.
and it's like gonna
Once
shoot
again,
water out and shoot water out and then shoot water and then the air pockets kind of go through and it cuts off again and then like shoots it out again.
okay.
But yeah, the water cuts on eventually. It starts off a little brown just to start, and then it quickly switches over to white, just kind of clearing out the pipe, and then yeah, good to go.
You see Isaac sort of as like the water comes on, it just like rinses off most of the viscera. It's like on the front of him.
And then it clogs the drain.
Yes.
Just like med school.
Some of it, but not all of it. All right. Then the marshal will rinse off whatever he's got too, and then say, "Do you got back in your lab one of those little like quarantine boxes with the little gloved hands so you can reach in? Because maybe we want to put the journal in one of those before we start flipping through it, considering what it's been exposed to."
Oh yeah.
I would say you definitely have that on the ship for sure. I would say here,
Okay.
no. On the ship, yes.
That's what I was thinking.
And then I would say, given the amount of time that's passed by doing all this, I would say the 30-minute minimum minimum air required to have oxygen in here would be a thing. So if anyone wanted to, by chance, take their suit off, there would be minimally viable air in this environment.
I would not, but I would like to roll for air supply since I've been wearing this long enough. I feel like maybe it's time to roll one for me at least.
Yeah, I'd say everyone who's been out there and hasn't gone back to the ship, go ahead and roll. So I think that's just going to be William and Sam. I think everyone else is like new, freshly out, or has returned to the ship.
Well, I lost one, but that I think I'll be all right.
All right. All right. So you rinsed off. The air's kind of getting in there. There's enough air to be adequate in this little town thingy. So what would you like to do next? You have the notebook, you have the body, you have all the other bodies lined up. I would say, Stanley, are you watching the little autopsy or are you doing your own thing
Oh
still?
no, I'm not. I'm not there at all. I'm taking care of other things.
Okay.
I have administration duties to do right now. That's what I'm doing.
Okay. I would
Sam's
say,
heading back to the ship to get rid of some stress.
okay, sure thing. I would say flashing gadget kind of relayed after what Stanley said. And they're kind of standing by the bodies, but they're not doing anything. And I would say Ellis is in the toilet.
Again.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
And then I would
Seriously
say
dehydrated.
the engineers are on the ship just doing whatever they're doing. And then Mason is with Stanley. So William, Sam, Franz, Isaac, what do you all want to do? Let's start with Franz.
Yeah, the whole time they've been doing stuff with the body there in the med lab, Franz would be seeing if I believe there was like a truck or something in the vehicle hangar. I think Franz would see if one of those was still working, had fuel, whatever.
That's definitely what I'd be doing. Taking inventory of things. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. So I'd want to be like, see if I could get a truck and then load it full of supplies to drive out through the airlock to the ship.
Yes, I know I said ATVs. I'm trying to remember. I think it was like a small truck like
a
one of the
small
small pickup, like Japanese
Yeah.
trucks, and then I think there was like 1 or 2 ATVs. And then I would say when you look at it, the fuel has been properly emptied out of the vehicle, so it's not sitting in there. But everything looks clean, and you just probably like you do the dipstick, the oil's been kind of maintained. You guys got to put gasoline into it. You got to do a few little things, but from mechanically, everything looks good. So I would say you could use it if you need to.
Cool. Yeah, because I wanted to basically go to the mess and see if there was just like if it was just generic food supplies or whatever that were left over.
Yep.
Take those for like, we probably won't need them, but it would be nice for the colony. But if there's anything special or fancy, then he would want to take that for us
Yeah.
to have.
I would say there's definitely medical supplies. Like we said before, it's a very basic medical kit, so it's going to be very rudimentary things. Nothing fancy. I'm going to say the food is the same thing. It's the big, giant buckets of food that's good for 7,500 years. Probably tastes awful, but lots of nutrition. So they're going to be heavy as all get out. But there's going to be probably buckets upon buckets and like maybe pallets of them. And same thing with just basic equipment, basic tools. Everything's lined up. Everything is like very neat. And so if you need to use to load anything up, like everything is so organized. It's one of the easiest.
What was that?
Stanley.
Sorry, my bad. My bad.
Everything's going to be very easy for you to load, so I'm not going to make you roll anything, but you'll be able to go around, grab things, load things up, and stuff like that.
Okay.
Sam, anything that you want to do?
Yes, Sam is going to spend at least 10 minutes in a quiet place removing stress and his stress-related jumpiness.
Okay. I'll allow you to do that. Franz, if you would like to remove a stress as well, you can during this time, because I'd say you're doing very rudimentary, normal things, so it would get your mind off it. William, what would you like to be doing?
I guess at this point, now that we've got the notebook, is I would want to go back with Isaac to again put it in one of those little sealed containers, open the bag, and start trying to read it, see if we can get anything useful out of this thing.
All right, so Isaac, is that your plan as well too? Go back to the ship.
Yeah, unless the med lab has some sort of like now they've got the power back on, some equipment that can be used to analyze the
clean room from Andromeda strain.
Or at least like if these are the same kind of like med lab as like the Nostromo, which is an older model Bison ship, like some sort of like spectrograph analyzer or something that can like, or even something as simple as a microscope.
I would say it has a microscope, but that's really all that's there. There's not much mechanically. The ship is going to have more, obviously, capability there.
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to the ship then. That's a good idea.
I'm going to say William and Isaac because you guys are still active and kind of being proactive on this topic. I'm going to say no stress reduction at this time because you still are being active. And then Stanley, what are you doing? I know you're doing inventory.
I'm basically taking inventory of stuff, seeing what is like left over in the facilities and stuff like that. Going to each room, like going through the storage thing, seeing what was there, seeing what's in the vehicle hangars, the mess and rec rooms, sleeping quarters, all that stuff. Basically seeing like what is all over in the facility that is still good to use and what needs to be replaced to get this place back up and running.
Yeah, I would say is Mason with you, and are you coaching him at this time?
Yeah.
Okay, I would say you can reduce a stress point as well because I'd say you're in your niche This is something that you love doing, from what we can tell over the last few episodes. So I would say you could reduce a stress point there. And with that, we're going to go back to Isaac and William. Since you two are the active players, you get back to the lab and you're able to put the notebook into that quarantine box with the gloves and everything else. What would you like to do?
Try and read the notebook.
Yeah.
All right. So I think it stars, what is it, Jake Gyllenhaal or someone? Like, what? Who? What? No. Obviously, no one has seen the movie. At least John got it.
It's Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling, that's it. Yeah, so the notebook is going to definitely have some stains on it. It's definitely going to have some bile, and some of it's going to be readable. A good portion of it's not going to be readable. So I would say you're able to take your time and kind of sanitize it to the best of your ability to kind of get to a point where you're able to open it up and start going through it. And I would say you have a camera in there, so it has like the big screen above, and you can kind of like magnify and read through it. So you're not trying to like read into the book through the glass. There's kind of a camera in there, and it kind of comes up on the screen above you. So yeah, are you going to read the journal?
Absolutely.
All right. Here we go. On the inside, it has Zhang Lu, Xiang, and then Lu on the inside with a little heart next to the name. The first part you're able to read. Sean came to our New Earth colony preaching that we need not these corporations and governments. We need only to support ourselves. Kind of skim through. He preaches his religion that we need not names, but have faith in each other. We are brothers and sisters. You go forward. Brother has been harassed, but never fought back. Only been peaceful. Brother found an untouched planet that he is going to start a new colony on. For those of us who want to get away from all this. The next, you skip through. We left home to avoid persecution, sold everything, and verified what we needed, and everyone pitched in to buy the equipment. Move forward. As we pray, we remove our names and titles to remove the preconceived notions and biases that go with them. Our family moved here. We have no names. We are all family. Brother, sister, son, daughter. Though the planet is cold, our faith keeps us warm. When we arrived, a brother and sister were already here. They had some makeshift buildings set up for us and welcomed us with open arms. We have finished building what we needed to. As time goes, our brother, he comes back with more supplies that we need and people. There is excitement in the colony. With each ship, with each new supplies, becomes a celebration. Our faith is the backbone of the community, and it works. Some lose faith. Our brother is kind and takes them back to their planet when he does a supply run. started digging to be able to expand the colony as outside is not protected by the caldera and its walls. We have explored the ice plains, but people appear to have visions, seeing other people out in the plains. Only 2 people have not returned, staying out too long and must have gotten lost. We stick in pairs now. Samples of the digging with the equipment seem to have been favorable. With proper equipment, we should be able to dig through the ice with ease. We hit some rocks. It's tough. It broke the drill bit. Brother seemed happy and was delighted, saying it will help with building underneath the surface. Daily medication has started to help with our muscle atrophy and the visions people have had in the plains. There starts to be erratic writing at this point going forward. As you notice, the handwriting starts to change at this point. We go outside, and there are monsters outside. Horrors. We have barricaded ourselves inside. We dare not go outside. Brother still risks it with runs to other colonies for supplies. Brother says we have fallen astray, and we need to repent. This is the reason for the monsters outside, though some have said they have seen them within the walls. Something isn't right. Leader keeps leaving, and some of his close-held friends aren't having these issues. Is their faith that strong? I have stopped taking the pills. I am no longer hallucinating. I need to tell the people and get out. I've tried telling some people. They won't listen. I'm scared. There's a meeting tomorrow. It's a way forward. I think the leader knows. And that is the end of the notebook.
That doesn't sound like a romance.
Seems like. Was this read out loud or was this just read by Kane?
No, I'd have been willing to read out loud unless somebody wanted to say, how about record it and I'll listen to it in my own time or something like that. I was more than willing to read it out loud.
No, I can read out loud. So
Okay, so
Isaac's gonna scratch his chin, remove his adjust his mask and scratch his chin. Well, seems like they were a cult before they came to this rock. What's interesting though is that they appear to be mentioning some of the creatures, the xenomorphs on this planet. The demons that they may be talking to might possibly be referring to the Turgum Australia.
Yeah.
Perhaps another type of creature deeper within the tunnels.
The other thing though that bothers me about all this is some sort of vitamin they were taking that seemed to at a minimum exacerbate the hallucinations. She said she stopped taking them and she stopped hallucinating. So
well, perhaps in the med bay there might be some samples of these vitamins, or perhaps they're included within the dispensers. Exactly, my line of thinking. Why don't we contact whoever is left in the caldera and perhaps we can get them to bring us some samples of the food and medicine they had stored away. Perhaps we can find out which vitamins they're using by cross-referencing which ones we already know.
yeah, and it might be worth again getting some blood samples from some of the corpses that took their helmets off and see what other things they had in their system.
That's a good idea. Perhaps they can grab that on the way as well. Should be as simple as grabbing some equipment from the med lab and using a syringe. They can find an induction port where they can
If
acquire it.
if there's no liquid blood left, then probably hair samples would be our best bet for long-term toxicology.
It's refreshing to have someone well versed in studying human anatomy, and it appears to be one of my shortfallings. I tend to deal on the microscopic level.
I don't I don't know a lot. I just know things that sort of relate to, you know, dead people a bit, but
Well,
um
in the land of the
I mean,
blind,
I know that that's what we would do. I have no idea how to conduct the test.
that's where I come in. I'll go ahead and
Yeah.
download some copies from Mother, and I'm gonna go to the science bubble, see if I can't contact the crew on the caldera and get them to bring me those samples. And that's what Isaac's gonna do for his
Okay.
exam for this.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
So, Stanley, anything else that you want to do, or still just going through things?
Yeah, no, I'm going through all the things, seeing how many, like I said, how many people this place can hold and everything like that, and
Yeah.
basically in my mind thinking about the job posting that's going to be put up to be able to uh get this place up and running again so it can make us money.
Yeah. And I'd say as you're doing that, you see Franz like loading up equipment and stuff onto the loader, um, which is contrary to what sounds like you're doing. Sounds like you're trying to keep everything there, and Franz is trying to take everything out. Uh, so you see Franz like kind of loading stuff up in the truck, stuff that you were just counting.
Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? We This stuff needs to stay here for the next people that are going to come up here.
That's a bold assumption that other people are going to come up here. What if we don't figure out what's going on? People come, they're just going to die. Wouldn't we rather take these supplies to where we know they're going to be needed on the new colony?
This place is going to this place that mines platinum apparently is going to be what helps fund all the next set of equipment. The initial new crew that's going to be here is going to need this equipment.
They can bring supplies with them if they do come. As I said, I mean, look what happened to the last people that were here. Look what happened to us. You were there. You saw the thing. Who's to say that it's not going to get worse?
Fine, just don't like take more than is actually needed. No, like
Meet in the
mark
middle.
down. I'll mark down like what he's actually taking so that I know what needs to be replaced.
Yeah. And then Sam, anything for you?
Well, so Sam was going to go and spend 10 minutes getting rid of stress and removing his jumpiness. And once he's removed one point of stress, he'd like to spend another 10 minutes removing a second point of stress. And I'm looking for the bit about interacting with your signature item in
Yep.
the rules book, and I cannot find it in the rules book.
So it is in there. It's the same rule where if you just interact with it, it does reduce it. It's once per session, I believe it is.
That's what I was thinking too.
That's what I remember. Is it's once per game, once per session.
Once per session. And then how much does it take out?
I thought it's just one.
Just one? All right. So, because Sam does have well, he had 4. Now he's down to 3. Now we'll be down to 2. All right. And then eventually he's going to go look for the Marshal and Isaac and find out what the heck the book said.
Okay. So with that, I would say William and Isaac both finished their review of the books or the notebook, and you guys are going to the comms to relay it out, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so they get to the comms and they work on relaying that information out to everybody.
Hmm.
And I will be dropping that entire blob of information to you all, so you do have it. I'll do it at the end of this session.
Okay.
I'll add it to
Now,
the notebook.
so obviously, there's no ship here, but at one point there was a ship that they had access to. So, ship gone. Where did ship go?
Good question.
And was there something about another colony?
Basically, what it says is, it says Sean came to our new colony preaching that we need not these corporations and governments.
So that was a different colony, and then they came here. Gotcha.
Based on putting two to two together, that'd be a safe assumption.
Okay.
So this was a basically independent operation, is what it sounds like. Like it wasn't actually sponsored by anybody because they said they sold all their stuff to get the equipment and then made their
So
own
far
thing
as
here.
so far as this person knew, I mean, the leader might have been fronting for something, but that's what it sounds like at this point. And you're right. If if the ship has gone, there's certainly a chance that it's going to come back. Unless we could, I mean, again, we don't know anything. I mean, somebody took the ship somewhere. All we know.
I
And there
suppose
were
there's no
people
way
that
to.
just appeared on the surface. So obviously, some creatures got somebody. What these creatures are?
Well, they said that they had some ghosts or demons. That likely refers to the already existing features that the Turgum's really Imitor possesses, thanks to our first-hand experience. But, as I said previously, we are only entering the tip of the iceberg in concerns with this ecosystem. Well, if these people went missing before this mass suicide, potentially they might have PDTs or some sort of signature their suits might possess. Perhaps they use some materials foreign to this planet that we can get a better sense at. Alternatively, I can utilize the pup's navigational system to chart out any tunnels nearby the caldera, and then we can retrieve the bodies there. Perhaps they may have some logs or information not yet destroyed by this cult.
Right. While going over the bodies, we didn't come across anything that was PDT like, so.
Nope.
Yeah, I hate
Yeah.
to say it, but DNA samples might be our best bet. And then put out word to colonies all around, just say, hey, did you have some people leave with some kind of cult group? You know, we got some dead bodies and we're trying to identify them. Or again, turn this all over to the authorities. But of course, they'll probably come here and slow things down for Stanley and everybody. So
And Kyrian kind of pops up and she looks over and she goes, let's pause on any notification right now. It's definitely a great idea. Let's get through figuring out what went on here so that way we can report out accurate information rather than sending something out haphazardly and then receiving questions that we can't answer yet.
Sounds like a good plan.
A Gadget and Flash still like standing by all the bodies and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're just miserable out there.
Yeah.
Good. Let him stay
I'll
out
ask
there a
him
little
if
bit longer.
I'll ask them if they have like the scanners on them to see if they can scan for PDTs or anything like that on the bodies and stuff like that.
They would kind of look and like they don't have anything, but they'd be like, "We don't have anything," but they ain't got on them. And it's like the same thing as like the hard drives, like where the PDT or like where like the different things on the suit would be. Nothing's
Right, they
there.
like would
Like,
have ripped them out or something like that.
yeah,
Okay. Uh, so yeah, we basically confirmed that we don't really have a way to readily identify them, and in order to identify them would take uh uh unnecessary resources to do. In the bottom line of the company.
yeah. Isaac, you wanted to sample all the different medicines and food and everything else, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would say as people come back, they bring a little bit of everything up, and you kind of run it through the systems. I would say this is a very quick check, and you get back exactly what's on the label of every single item. If it says mac and
Great.
cheese, it's mac and cheese. If it's aspirin, it's aspirin.
If it's yeah. Are they so when they mentioned they weren't big on corporations, I assume none of all these brands are basic, store like market non-generic brand. There's no like Weyland-Yutani, Sota beer, no corporate sponsor, just like generic brand as possible.
Yep, and it's generic and it's no name brand, but it's all just well made, just a good clean bottle. The containers of food are sealed. They're just generic things that you can get over the counter anywhere.
Great.
So anything else that anyone wants to do? So you have the bodies there. You kind of read the notebook. You tested the food and medicine.
Yeah, if it more or less sounds like we're more or less done, I'll kind of give the whole thing of like, prepare for corporate decontamination or proceed with corporate decontamination.
Okay. So you're just gonna take the bodies and essentially bag them up and get ready to dispose of them.
That is what I am suggesting, yes.
Okay. Uh, and so Flash and Gadget kind of go back to the med lab and grab the gurneys a couple and start taking the bodies and throwing them into the bags and zipping them up and kind of stacking them on top of the cart. Anything else that anyone wants to do? Okay. And so with that, they're stacking everything up. They're getting ready. They kind of calms in. They go, we don't really have anything that's going to be able to incinerate bone. We can definitely do the flesh and stuff, but the bones are still going to be there. At the same time, we could take the ship, put them in the ship, take them up and jettison them, and we could jettison them with the space burial and kind of send them towards the sun. And eventually they will reach the sun and they can burn up that way. Obviously, it's a very long shot from out here to get it accurate. But that is what we could do.
Burial at sea, as it were, seems to be the most prudent course of action in this case.
Okay. Yeah,
Are
so
we sure
they
that there's no that the yeah, that's a good that's a good idea. I feel like it's the best way of ensuring there's no traces left behind of anything.
okay. Yeah, so they
Yeah. Do
start
we all know about this?
yeah, it would be very clear there's no way like 30 bodies are going to be able to get loaded up onto a ship with no one knowing.
Before we space them, and I think that's probably about as dignified an end as we can do to this. I do think we should take some samples of DNA for each, just for record purposes. We can just do blood cards. That's all.
Okay. Isaac, is that what you're
The,
going to
the
do
question,
then?
Yep,
yeah,
hair
the question is if
samples,
that's
skin
even
samples.
possible to do at the state that they're in.
Well,
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
they're mummified, right? So at least like they'll have like bits of
I mean, there should be DNA in the teeth, if not, or the
Yeah.
bone, if nothing else.
yeah.
And medical should be much more advanced at this point in time to be able to get a little bit more out of it. So,
I mean, just I don't think anyone's going to be with what they wrote about. We've erased our names and we're now just brother and sister or whatever. I don't think anyone would be able to press a claim, but I do think it would be the right thing to do if we ever can find out who these people were, to alert their next of kin.
Oh
okay.
yeah, definitely.
Probably won't.
Awesome. And then Franz, what are you doing? Are you back on the ship? Are you
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna take a while to get some of the supplies
okay?
stowed away. Um, so probably at least a trip or two with the truck.
Okay, so you're still going to be
But
going
once
in
I'm
and
done,
out.
I'll take the truck back whenever I'm done with it. Put it back in the hangar.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'd say Flash and Gadget as they're going are basically being Dexter here and like taking a scalpel and like cutting a chunk of them, not very surgical, and then kind of like throwing it in a clamp and then sealing it up and then like cutting pieces of hair and throwing it in there. And then taking a quick picture with each one and then writing like one, like wrote a one on the forehead, a one on the bag, and then that way they're kind of documented with each person.
Okay. Sounds good.
And then they would load them all up into the cargo hangar, and they would deliver all the samples to Isaac, so that way Isaac can start running whatever tests he wants on them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and with that, Mother gets a ping, and it's another ship is arriving.
Here we go.
Dun, dun, dun.
And that is where we are going to end this evening.
No, what a shock!
Nice.
Another
cool.
ship.
So we are going to hold off on Ironside one more session, and then we'll do it presumably at the end of next session. We'll see where the session goes. But that is where we got through everything. So thank you for playing along this session. It's been good to see kind of everything and the way everything has kind of transitioned through. Let me switch the map over. I hate when it does this. There we go. So we got to see everyone kind of explore this area, kind of discover everything, go through the bodies, get slimed, find a notebook. And now, right before genocing them, they get a ping from a ship that might be arriving soon. So that is where we are going to end. Now we are going to move to experience points. So, to start off, everyone gets 1 for participating. Did you risk or sacrifice something to further your personal agenda? Isaac, did you risk something by trying to cut open that body to get your
Uh,
personal agenda?
Not necessarily. I'd say he took all the right precautions, wearing a suit, doing it in the med lab. So it's not like he like risked anything, but he did ensure that like, well, the quarantine was upheld and everything was. He took the right steps to make sure that everything was cleaned off and white and readied up.
Okay. Um, did you risk your life for your buddy PC? I'd say no. Did you challenge or stand up to your rival PC? Did anyone do that?
No.
I did change my rival last time to Stanley.
Yeah, and you guys compromised. You guys didn't even stand up.
Yeah.
No panic roll was made. Did you overcome a dangerous event? No. Did you make a significant discovery or revelation? I would say yes to
Oh, yeah.
everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Did you perform an extraordinary action of some kind? Stanley discovered the window button.
Awesome.
I don't know if that's extraordinary or not.
Well, hey,
Extraordinary.
considering how much trouble the others, the rest of us had, I think it's pretty impressive.
Yes,
We're like,
yes.
duh.
And then, did
We
you
didn't
earn
even
any
make an
money?
ordinary action.
I'm gonna say no money yet, but definitely next session you will be getting more after time kind of ticks through. So
I don't know. It depends if acquiring all of this stuff would be considered like, if you want to consider that making money or not.
yeah,
Have we acquired it because a rival claimant may be arriving right now?
I
This
mean,
is true.
it's ours right now. Like we have dibs at this point.
But we haven't been able to spend it yet, so
all right. So with that, that ends everything for this evening. Just an FYI for next week. So just as a reminder for everyone, Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Next week, I should be back. However, I am flying to visit family, and we do have a snowstorm coming in. So I might get snowed in out of state, and I won't have anything since this is on my PC. I will see if I can somehow make it work on my pad or something, but I don't think I'll have all the software and everything else. So I will keep everyone updated. I should hopefully be back Monday, but just as a tentative note for everybody. In the event I'm unable to, it's because I'm snowed in. So if we do have to cancel, just as an FYI for everybody.
yeah, it sounds like we might get hammered. Maybe.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I know originally.
Will it come in on Saturday? Will it come in on Sunday? Will it come in at all? Who knows?
Yep.
We don't know.
I know the last I checked for us, we were at, I think, 19 inches. So we'll see what actually happens. So with that, I think Stanley has our quote for this evening.
Yeah, give me 2 more seconds.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
Okay. So basically, yeah, it's just me kind of making a log. It's like supplies are old but viable. Some things will need to be replaced, but those are minuscule. Profit margin on acquisition estimated into the billions. So far, this is our most profitable venture yet. I don't see what else could go wrong.
Nice. And it's right then that the ping comes from Mother. Ship detected.
Awesome. So I'm looking forward to next session. We'll see what happens, what may or may not happen. And we'll go from there. So with that, everyone, don't forget to add your proficiency bonus. Thank you for coming out, and we will see you next week. Have a good one.
Later.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Nighty night.
Danger. The emergency destruct system is now activated. The ship will detonate in T-minus 10 minutes. The option to override automatic detonation expires in T-minus 5 minutes.